Hello? This is an unscripted video, completely unscripted, of just me talking about what I watched in January, whether that was movies or TV shows. And I know this is the first one that I do, and this is probably going to seem really, really messy, but it's kind of supposed to because I'm just throwing it together. Um, but let's just start with movies, and then we'll move to TV shows, and I think we'll be okay. All right, here we go. So, by the way, everything that I have, all the movies that I have are on my Letterboxd, and I'll put that up on the screen right now. Just follow along, I guess, on my Letterboxd. You don't really have to, but yeah, okay. Okay, so movies in January that I watched: Star Wars Episode 2: Attack of the Clones. I like this movie. It's my second favorite Star Wars movie. I'm not going to go in full detail about that or any Star Wars movie until my real review of all the Star Wars movies that I make comes out. So just be on the lookout for that, I guess. Next movie I watched was Mad Max Fury Road. I didn't really understand because there was a lot of hype, and I'm like, okay, like just let me watch this. This better be like a really, really good movie. And I watched it, and it's just a giant chase scene, giant car chase scene. And I'm like, okay, well, all right, that's okay, but because like that's like the point of it, I guess. That was like the whole point of the entire movie. It's just one big action scene, and I did not really realize that coming in, so that's why I was like, okay. But once you look at it from a kind of perspective of like it's supposed to be one big action scene, then it's like really good, I guess. The next movie was Drive, starring Ryan Gosling. I really like Ryan Gosling because I think he has like a huge palette of acting abilities. I think he has like really, really long range of him able to act in different characters he's able to play. And he especially shows it in this movie. But the movie itself is really weird. I thought it was really cool. You know, the driving scenes. It wasn't as stylish or as action packed as, you know, movies like Baby Driver. But it still it was more like a character study about this guy in the city that is a stunt driver, but also a criminal driver for groups of criminals. I don't know. It was pretty interesting, and I really like the soundtrack, and I like the vibe of the movie, I guess. Next is Men in Black. This is my very first time ever watching it, and it was really good. I liked it. It's quick. It is fun. It's like an hour and 30 minutes. I can clearly see why it's a classic. Will Smith is a beast, and Tommy Lee Jones is also a beast in the movie. The next movie I watched was Monty Python: The Holy Grail. This movie was hilarious. I loved it. Every single second was so funny. It was so cheap, but it was just so good. I don't know. It was so funny. Next is Memento by Christopher Nolan, and I really liked this movie. I thought it was very stylish, and Christopher Nolan knew what he wanted to see, and I think that he got out. I think what came out of that movie is exactly what he wanted to see, but not exactly what audiences wanted to see, because I was really hyped up with seeing this movie. And then I watched it. I thought it was a good movie. Obviously, any Christopher Nolan movie is really good, just well acted, there's a lot of really good production going into it. But the storyline to me made no sense. I thought, you know, it's a Christopher Nolan movie. Like, storylines are not really supposed to make sense in his movies until like you watch it like a third or fourth time. But the point of it is like there's three separate parts of the story. I mean, there's a couple parts of the story, and like one part is like played from like chronological order, and then like the other part is like played backwards, and like that just makes it more confusing than it already is. I personally, I understand what he was going for, but for me it didn't work because I felt like if the movie just played out from point A to point B chronologically, then it would have been a lot better movie just for me. The next is The Matrix. This is my second time watching it, sort of, because the first time I wasn't really paying attention, but it's really stylish, really cool. I love the action sequences. The CGI kind of holds up. Keanu Reeves is really interesting to see him not as John Wick, and I thought it was pretty good. Batman: Mask of a Phantasm. This is an animated movie from DC on the DC Universe streaming service, and I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it. People think it's the best animated Batman movie, and sometimes I've heard people say it's the best Batman story ever. I thought it was really good, and when I watched it, I was like, man, this is kind of boring. It's boring. It's a slow burn, but it's very interesting because it delves deep into Bruce Wayne's mind as Batman, and it's, you know, when you look at it that kind of side, it's very interesting. But is the spectacles all there? I guess the Joker's in this movie. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. Next movie is 1917. I love this movie. It's one continuous shot. The cinematography is great. The acting is great, and it's kind of a perfect movie. It's really, really good. Yeah, I have nothing else to say about it other than it's really good. Next is Joker. I saw this movie for the second time in theaters, and I still really, really like it. I liked it less than the first time that I watched it because I understood where all the criticism was coming from. A lot of stuff makes no sense. The next is Silence of the Lambs. This movie was really good. It's also a slow burn, but it was very interesting. Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter is really, really good. Next is Parasite. This movie is pretty much perfect. I was really hesitant about going into it because it has subtitles, and I've never watched a full-length foreign movie with subtitles. So this is my first, and I can tell you for sure that I am overwhelmed with positivity about this movie. Next is Raiders of the Lost Ark. I love this movie. It's pretty much perfect, even though I feel like it ends in the middle. I think that's a really good ending when Indiana Jones has like this fight with the big guy on the plane, and then it goes for like another 30 minutes for this car chase, and then they go to like this island with the Nazis. I don't know, it's all weird. But other than that, it's a really good movie. Next is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I was trying to see what all the hype up was about this movie. It's really funny, really interesting, and it's just one of those movies that you just slap on. If you want to have a good laugh, just watch it, and you know, it's a pretty good movie. Next is Toy Story. What can I say that hasn't already been said about this movie? This movie is pretty much perfect. One of the greatest movies ever, and definitely one of the best animated movies ever. It's a really good movie. Next is Jojo Rabbit by Taika Waititi. This movie is really good. It's funny as heck. It's so dark, and it goes against the grain of everything Hollywood has. You know, it is so like, I'm so surprised this movie got pushed through because it has Nazis and all this other stuff, and it literally, like, Adolf Hitler is just like one of the main characters, and he's like, but like the whole point of it is like to make fun of Nazi Germany, and like, I guess that's the least that we can do is just make fun of Nazis. I guess we've got at that point that we just make fun of Nazis now. Which I really enjoyed, and that movie is really, really good. That's all the movies that I watched in January, but I also watched several TV shows, and I'm just gonna go through those. Okay, so TV shows that I watched in January. Number one, we'll start here. Okay, a lot of these I haven't finished because they're really long animated shows that have like a 25 episodes per season. There's like 7 seasons. Harley Quinn, the animated show on DC streaming service. It's really good, really funny. It's brutal. It has blood. It has violence, and it's really funny. Next is The World According to Jeff Goldblum. This is a Disney Plus original series, and it's really funny because Jeff Goldblum is literally bonkers. I feel like he's on meth like 100% of the day, 24/7. It's so funny because Jeff Goldblum is literally the star. That's the only reason why it's funny. Next is 13 Reasons Why. I could go on and on and on about this show. I will strongly believe that the show went down in quality per season. I thought the first season was really good, Next season was like, okay, what the heck? And then this third season is just complete, just like it is gone complete 360. It is kind of garbage. I really don't like it. There's characters that know to be in it. Ani. What I do really like is that they had a soft side to Bryce. I know a lot of people are probably not going to enjoy that because it's like trying to make a rapist, like trying to make you care about a rapist. But the whole point, like, was that, you know, he's a villain of this entire show. So, you know, they try to have like something that you can empathize with him because you need an empathetic villain. You want somebody to not root for per se, but care about and wish they weren't that type of way. I've seen a lot of criticism that like, oh, they try to make people care about a rapist and a really bad guy, but like he's the villain of that story. Like that's the point of the season, is to show that like Bryce was getting better. He was doing better as a person. He was trying to seek help. He realized what he did was wrong and he stopped doing it and he sought help. And then they killed him. It's like, okay, well, like, I don't understand what that show was really going for, honestly. I don't understand what the season is going for. So last but least, I watched The Witcher on Netflix. I was really hoping for this show to be really good because I haven't watched Game of Thrones, and I heard that show's really good, but I watched The Witcher and oh my lord, it is so boring, so annoying. The only good part is the action scene, the sword fight action scene at the end of the first episode is the only good part of this movie. Only good part of the show. The show's really bad. It's really boring, and I really do not like it. And I'm sad that I wasted my time watching it. Sorry to end on a bad note, but yeah, that's all the things I watched in January. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.